Hey everyone, this is Alex at the Right Old Podcast, broadcasting from my car edition Tuesday, the 14th of June 2016. And the most useful piece on the Orlando shooting that I can share with you comes from Mike Cernovich, which he posted basically yesterday. It's titled, "There was more than one shooter at Pulse in Orlando. Real life is not like the movies. People are surprisingly hard to kill. Bullets, even from an AR-15 assault rifle, unquote, do not leave one person to kill others. Currently, the media has created a narrative. Omar Mateen acted alone when he shot up the Pulse nightclub in Orlando. This so-called lone wolf killed over 50 people and maimed 53. That's a casualty count of over 100. Even at close quarters, it takes several rounds to kill a person. People are terrible shots. People who are full of adrenaline and have been running are also terrible shots. Witness interviews also indicate that Mateen shot into the ceiling. How many rounds of ammo did Mateen have, and would that number be enough to take out over 100 people? To prove this to be true, here is what we would need. Firearms used, currently rumored to be an AR-15 plus a so-called handgun. Each magazine used. Casualty count, total dead and wounded. Ballistic report from each victim, how many rounds are in each victim. Pictures of entire structure with bullet holes counted. The firearms used and expended magazines would tell us how many bullets were fired into Pulse and the victims. We would also need to match the ballistic reports to the firearm used to ensure that no other firearm, and thus shooter, was responsible for the deaths of the victims. Why isn't the media even asking for this basic evidence? We'd need a count of all bullets found in Pulse to apply some math. Why? Let's reason this out. Assuming the shooter had tactical training, he'd be carrying a load-bearing vest with 8 fully loaded 30-round magazines for a total of 9 magazines, one on his weapon. That's 270 rounds. Mateen would also have a fully loaded pistol with an unknown number of magazines. Let's assume he was using a 9mm handgun, which holds a 15-round magazine, and that he was carrying 4 additional magazines. That's 75 rounds of 9mm ammo. In total, Mateen would have had 345 rounds of ammunition. If you think 345 rounds of ammo is a lot, talk to some soldiers. People are hard to kill. Also, watch this video. You can hear 30 rounds go off in a matter of seconds. Yet somehow the shooter was killing people for 3 hours? Talk to any soldier. Even at close range, that is not much ammo. According to the official story, Mateen averaged 3.45 rounds per casualty. That short of sheer killing power would make him the envy of even trained special operations soldiers. If Mateen had over 345 rounds of ammo, where was he holding it? Some other questions and objections to consider. But it was in close quarters. This means people are running. Harder for one person to hit. If you've had this training, this does not add up. Once shots are fired, it's panic. People are running, makes it hard to hit targets. Multiple witnesses reported seeing multiple shooters. Multiple witnesses reported seeing multiple shooters. Eyewitness accounts are of course suspect, and we must be aware of hoaxes. Yet the media isn't even asking questions or doing research. Why would the government and media lie? Remember that so-called journalists hate guns. Simply read my analysis above, says Mike Cernovich. Why isn't the media asking about the tactical gear Omar Mateen was using? They don't even know what questions to ask, and all anyone is doing is repeating what the government has told them. As you follow the story, look for this evidence. If we don't see all of this, then there was a second shooter. Firearms used, each magazine used, casualty count, ballistic report from each victim, pictures of the entire structure with bullet holes counted. Again, why isn't the media even asking to see this evidence? Why is every story merely repeating the official story? Think for yourselves. And in an interview with Stefan Molyneux that I've just started listening to, he points out that the idea that Omar Mateen was a lone wolf is the convenient narrative to push, because if it was a whole cell, if it was a whole group of Muslim terrorists, of jihadists who went into the club, that would mean they were part of a trained cell. That would mean ISIS is active in America, and there's not just one crazy guy who can be written off. That's all I've got for you today. Stay safe in an insane world. If you like our content, please click to subscribe, comment down below, let us know what you think. This is Alex from the Right Old Podcast, over and out.